Outside. What fresh meat means to me? Well, right now I'm kind of a body on a track, and hopefully the league wants me to play for them in the future bouts.
What does fresh meat mean to me? To me, fresh meat is new skaters who've never done derby before getting an intro to derby as sort of a way to see if you have what it takes or not, or if you're interested in other aspects of derby, volunteering, officiating, and being a part of a community within our community.
And to join the league, you have to participate in the boot camp, which is a 2-day, it's 4 hours on a Saturday and Sunday. And to me, that was probably the most strenuous and difficult 8 hours in a very long time.
Boot camp is something I finally made it to this year after many years of wanting to go to boot camp, but always being busy at work, and I decided to make the time this year.
I want to be a badass, I want to meet new people, and so I made myself get out of bed and go to the second day of boot camp.
It was the hardest 2 days I think I've ever done a physical activity.
So the first couple of practices were super fun, but slowly the numbers were declining. I'm not exactly sure what number of freshies we have right now, but roller derby does take a lot of time, effort, and money. At the end of boot camp, I think there was 20 or 21 of us that all passed, and we were this fall 2017's fresh meat. I recently just bought my own gear, and gear includes helmet, mouth guard, elbow, wrist, knee pads, and then my own skates. I probably have invested in about $700 in both equipment, gear, and accessories.
Early practices were definitely difficult. It was definitely a longer time than I thought it would be getting comfortable on skates, but even after the first couple of 3 practices, I realized that they did know what they were doing in teaching us how to put one skate in front of the other and stay upright, and they definitely had our best interest in mind, keeping us as safe as possible and learning all the skills we needed for derby.
And I really wanted to get out and meet new people since I had that free time. And I decided to join HARD.
I think I've adjusted to derby culture very well. I like everyone in the group. It's definitely turning into a bigger part of my life on a daily basis, just the texts and the communication, and looking forward to going to practices and doing other things before and after practices. It is a time commitment, but one that I enjoy, and it's definitely been an adjustment on my other friends and my spouse and my work, and it's been a welcome change.
So after our first practice, one of the board of directors came and spoke to us and talked about derby wives. And I honestly had no idea derby wives existed. And she kept saying, take it slow, don't rush into it. And it really threw me off. I was like, what is going on?
Derby wives, I'd never heard about them until our second day of boot camp. And they made a kind of a small nonchalant announcement about it, and I didn't really think further about that. My friend Sarah and I have gotten really close, and we're just kind of 2 peas in a pod, and we joke about what we're gonna wear at our derby wedding and when we're derby wives.
So we had midterms halfway through our fresh meat program.
Hi Corinne, how are you? I like how you're just all here.
Midterm assessments were when I was pretty sure I was gonna drop out because I was really stressed out about it. Didn't feel like I had a good handle on all the skills.
And we had to do the 27 and 5. And the 27 to 5 is where you try to accomplish 27 laps in 5 minutes. It's a lot of laps in 5 minutes. We practice various skills, transitions, which still kick my butt. We practiced a few blocking skills, but I do believe our mistresses really trained us to do well for our midterm assessments.
Still struggle with now. It never feels like I'm doing anything right. And then at the end of every practice or assessment, I get a good job from someone, which is awesome. I just never feel like I'm doing a great job.
Before our midterm assessments, we had 3 injuries that happened back to back to back. So our Wednesday fresh meet practice, we had one individual who fell, and I think she fractured her ankle. There was a lot of concern, but also well-beings on the Facebook page.
My personal fears have always been getting injured. In particular, my hands, because I'm a hairdresser. I kind of hurt my wrist once, which kind of freaked me out, but the Derby is still worth it. I understand more and more each day and each practice why people do this and why putting yourself at risk in a sense is worth it. There's nothing, I've never experienced anything like being a part of the team, the culture, everything. I'm definitely afraid of hurting myself. There was a point after Juicy's injury where I did not skate for 3 weeks because I was completely convinced that the same thing would happen to me at some point. I know that was a freak thing. I know the potential for injury is still high, and it is probably not an if, but a when. But I also trust that what they've taught us is to keep us all safe and the best skaters that we can be on the track while being safe. At the end of the day, I still think it's all worth it.
So we have a couple weeks left before our final assessment, and our final assessment happens to be the Sunday after Thanksgiving, which is a busy time for some individuals. So really we just have like 5 or 6 practices left. From what I understand, our final assessment is very similar to our midterms, and I don't think there'll be topics like backwards crossovers, which I still have no idea how to do. But I think it'll be a good turnout. I hope for the best for all my fellow freshies. Personally, I'm still trying to knock out the 25 laps in 5 minutes. I'm still working on my C-cuts. I just finally got my new skates, and so I think with skates that actually fit my feet and the trucks actually move, I should be able to do those C-cuts. And as always, I can work on my transitions. Some days are better than others with my transitions, and for my final assessment, I want that to be a good day. I think there are only maybe 10, 12 fresh meat left, and like I said, we started with about 20 and 21. And so I wish everyone the best, and I can't wait to see what kind of derby names you guys come up with.
Okay, you now get to pick a name and number. I will be adding you all to hard work, and I will be posting the spreadsheet there. And let them know what name and number you want. The spreadsheet will have everyone's number. You just have to pick a number that isn't one of those numbers that is currently on the spreadsheet.
Trouble butt. Trouble.
Just call you trouble. I love it. Whamazon. Do we get to call you Wham?
Yep.
Spooky Malter.
Spooky Mauler?
Malter.
Malter?
I like
Oh my God, you smile?
That's awesome.
Gin and Toxic.
I have high hopes with my roller derby career. I hope that I successfully bow and have been invited to either the Interskate 928s or I think it's the Belladonnas. These are our home teams. And then I think you get invited to participate in the Supernovas, which is our B-rated team for high altitude roller derby. I think being a Supernova would be super awesome. I love the color of their tank tops, but they also get to travel with the Starlets.
I want to see it through. I'd like to be on the Starlets and the Supernovas, one or the other, or start with one and then transition to the other and travel. I definitely want to be as involved as possible.
Your last freshman hands in unless you go and help with the other freshmen. Hard on 3. 1, 2, 3.